Hello and welcome everyone. I am Anisha. I hope all of you are doing well. So today in this video we are going to discuss about the different sources of Indian constitution, like about the features of Indian constitution, that which features are being borrowed from which country. We are going to see about that, and this the source of this video is from Lucent General Knowledge. Okay, so let's get started. So, as an introduction, let us see. The skeleton of the constitution was derived from the Government of India Act 1935. So, this is important here. Skeleton here means the basic outline of law or rule. Okay, the basic outline or law of the rule of this constitution, of our Indian constitution, the majority of its constitution, okay, majority of its, not constitution, majority of its feature of the constitution is been derived from which act? Government of India Act 1935. See, this Government of India Act 1935 was passed during the when India was under the rule of British, okay, rule of British. So at that time, what happened? When this Government of India Act was passed, it led to the separation of Burma from British India, okay, that is from the year 1937. And after that, there were so many changes that takes place. For example, establishment of RBI, okay, Reserve Bank of India, and establishment of Federal Public Service, like you have our UPSC now, isn't it? So Joint Public Service Commission, at that time it was JPSC, all right, and creation of a federal court, bicameralism, okay, in 6 states, especially in Bombay, Madras, Bengal, Bihar, Assam, and United Provinces. During that time, there were 11 provinces. Out of that, this under this state, bicameralism was adopted. So there were certain changes that happened. So here basically what you should know, that majority of the features of the Indian constitutions are being taken from which act? Government of India Act 1935. Okay, so that is why this act is important. And out of the 395 articles, the Constitution of India, the text of almost 250 articles are taken from which act? Government of India Act 1935. Okay, Government of India Act 1935. And with directly or with some modification, by bringing some amendments or by making some changes. Okay, most of the features of the Indian constitutions are derived from which act? Government of India Act 1935. I hope it is clear. So let us see, some of the list are given below here, okay, like which what we have borrowed. So first, that is Government of India Act 1935. From here what we have borrowed, like most of the features are been borrowed, but some are mentioned here, okay. This act formed the basic premise of the basis of blueprint of the constitution. That is why it has been described as a skeleton of Indian constitution, okay. The basic premise, the outline, okay, the outline, basic outline on basic rule or the laws which are been taken by the Indian constitution is from this act only, and it was the blueprint, okay, of the Constitution of India, with the features of federal system. We have a federal system of features in India, isn't it? Under federal system, what is that? It is a system of government in which power have been divided into center and state, isn't it? Center and its constituent parts, such as states or province. For example, here there will be no province here in the present system. Here that means the power is been divided into two parts, that is one central, isn't it, the center, and another is between with state, okay. So that is the federal system that we have adopted, isn't it? And office of governor, okay, office of governor, and emergency power. Here these are some of the major feature that we have taken. There are most of it has been already, it is taken, like for example here it is given, see, around almost 250 articles are been taken from this act alone, okay. So like for example, emergency power. What is like emergency power? Under article 352, there we have how many types of emergency? We have 3 types of emergency, okay. And what are those? National emergency, constitutional emergency, and financial emergency, okay. And these national under this national emergency can be declared by the president, okay, president under article 352. 1952. All right, and this national emergency can be declared only when any sort of some external aggression is been there in the country, okay, like external war-like situation. For example, in the year 1975 to 77, it was declared as a national emergency, isn't it? So that is, and it should be declared only by the president, okay, it should be declared by the President of India. And next, that is the constitutional emergency, okay. See here, like under Article 355, okay, under Article 355, it is the duty of the center to make sure that the government of the state is working as per the rules and regulations of the constitution. But in case if it finds that the state is not working according to the basis of the Indian constitution, then according to Article 366, what they can do, they can take over, okay, they can take over the state government. All right, so that is the constitutional emergency. And here the last emergency that we have is the financial emergency, and this is according to Article 360, okay. In president of this is also again been declared by president, okay. When such any situation arises, when there is some instability in the financial market, okay, then financial in the market, then this financial emergency is been declared. So these were the three types of emergency powers, okay. I have told you this these features, okay. So federal system, I hope you have understood there where the power have been divided into two, central and state. Office of the governor, as we have a governor for every state, isn't it? All these are been taken from which act? From Government of India Act 1935, okay. So this, I hope it is clear. So next, what we have borrowed from the constitution of British, okay, that is UK. Let us see what we have borrowed from UK. Law making procedures, okay, the law making procedures that we have under Indian constitution, rules of law. This is one of the very important concept that we have borrowed from the UK, okay, that is rule of law. That means everyone is equal in the eye of law, there is equality. Another is single citizenship. We have only one citizenship, we don't have a dual citizenship in India, okay, and in case of UK also they have one citizenship. Otherwise, in most countries you will find they are holding dual citizenship. That means one citizenship of the state where they are residing and another citizenship of the country where they are from, okay. But in India we have a single citizenship, okay. And another is bicameral parliamentary system. That means bicameral parliamentary system means when we, like in India also, we have two houses, isn't it? The lower house and the upper house. That is the Rajya Sabha. Lower house is the Lok Sabha, upper house is the Rajya Sabha, isn't it? So we have borrowed this parliamentary system, bicameral parliamentary system, from which country? From UK, okay. That means we have two houses, isn't it? As I have already told you, the upper house, that is the Rajya Sabha, and the lower house, that is the Lok Sabha, along with the President of India. So here we have this bicameral also, isn't it? That is two. Bi means two, okay. And there are some states also in India where this bicameral system is there, okay. There are 6 states, especially there are 6 states, and those are UP, Bihar, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Maharashtra. This is according to Article 168, okay. So this is just for your information only. Here in this video, what we are going to learn the main thing is that from which country we have borrowed which features of Indian constitution. So here from UK we have borrowed law making procedures of our Indian constitution, rules of law, single citizenship, bicameral parliamentary system, and office of CAG, that we used to say CAG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So see, this Comptroller and Auditor General of India is been said as the king of audit, okay, of the India, and this is the supreme audit institutions of India, established under Article 148 of the Constitution of India. And who is the present Comptroller and Auditor General of India, it is Girish Chandra Murmu. Okay, Girish Chandra Murmu is the present Comptroller and Auditor General of India, that is CAG. And you have to, what you have to remember, this is the highest institution, okay, highest or the supreme audit institution of India, related with auditing, that is related with the financial sector, isn't it? So these were some of the features that we have borrowed from UK. Next, let us see. Next, from the Constitution of USA, what we have borrowed? We have borrowed independence of judiciary. See, in India also there is independence of judiciary. That means judiciary is separated from executive and legislature, isn't it? It is independent to take any kind of decision so that justice can be provided to the people. Another is judicial review. Judicial review means, see, this is also a power of the judiciary. Okay, it's judiciary, that whenever any kind of law is been passed by the parliament, that is from by both the houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, under judicial review, what you can do, the Supreme Court has the power to review that law. Okay, and if the Supreme Court finds that the law that has been passed is not on the basis for the welfare of the people, then it can declare the law as null and void. Okay, so this is the power of judicial review. We can learn this in more detail. I'll bring a separate video regarding it. Okay, so that is the judicial review. Next, we have our very favorite fundamental rights. We have taken from where? Which country? From USA, from Bill of Rights, isn't it? The name of the fundamental rights in USA is Bill of Rights, and in India we call it as a fundamental rights. That is from Article 12 to 35. I have already provided a video regarding this. If you haven't watched, please kindly watch that video. Okay, and next is the procedure of removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges. Okay, that how the procedure regarding the removal of the judges of Supreme Court and High Court, that also we have borrowed from USA. And the preamble. Okay, preamble and functions of President and Vice President. Okay, preamble and functions of President and Vice President. So these are some of the features that we have borrowed from USA. Okay. Okay, and yes, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, and do support me so that I can bring more content and help those aspirants who are preparing themselves for the competitive exams. Okay, Constitution of Canada. So next we have Constitution of Canada. So from this, let us see what are the features that are been borrowed by the Indian Constitution. Federation with the strong center. See, we have a federal system that I have told you that we have power divided into two, that is between the center and the state. But here, federation with strong center, we have borrowed this from Canada. That means the central will have a more power. Okay, the central government will have a more power as compared to the state government. Why? This is to maintain a balance. Otherwise, if all the states are given if the states and centers are given equal power, then the states will do whatever it want. It will not hear the center. So so a strong center is maintained so that they can make our country more stronger. Okay, that is why federation with strong center. Federation means we have a power divided into two, but more power is given to the center by providing residuary power to the central. Okay, and Supreme Court's advisory jurisdiction. So these are some of the features that we have borrowed from Canada. Next, what we have borrowed from Constitution of Ireland. See, first is Directive Principle of State Policy, that is DPSP. So under Directive Principles of State Policy, there are some guidelines given for the government of India about regarding the policy making, and it is only for the welfare of the people. And I have already made a detailed video regarding this. You can watch from my playlist. Okay, that is under Indian Constitution. So we have borrowed this from Constitution of Ireland. And another feature, method of presidential election. Okay, method of our presidential election, and also the nomination of member of Rajya Sabha by the president. So these methods of presidential election as well as nominating the members of Rajya Sabha, about these methods, also the procedures, okay, is also been borrowed from where? Ireland. Okay. Next we have from the Constitution of Germany. What we have borrowed? provisions of concerning the suspensions of fundamental rights. Okay, so here what we have borrowed from Germany about the suspension of fundamental rights. See, during emergency, like about emergency, just now we have learned that we have three type of emergency: national emergency, constitutional emergency, and financial emergency. So under national emergency, okay, under Article 352, it is when this emergency has been declared by the President of India, what will happen? All your rights, all your fundamental rights will be suspended except right to live. Okay, so this we have borrowed from which country? From Germany. All right, it's a constitution of South Africa. So what we have borrowed from constitution of South Africa, like regarding the procedure, okay, this is also related with the procedure for amendment with 2/3 majority. Okay, we have 2/3 majority of parliament and elections of the members of Rajya Sabha on the basis of proportional representation. So we have borrowed this two feature, that is amendment. See, whenever any changes they want to bring in the parliament, it is always necessary to there should be a majority of 2/3 majority, isn't it? 2/3 of majority should be there. So this feature we have borrowed from which country? From South Africa. And also the elections of the members of Rajya Sabha. See, the elections of the members of Rajya Sabha are not held directly as that of the Lok Sabha that we used to have in general election that we have recently witnessed also, isn't it? But here the members of Rajya Sabha are elected indirectly by the president, isn't it? So here this method is also been taken from South Africa. So these were some of the sources of Indian constitutions from where the features of Indian constitution have arrived, and among them the majority of the constitution, the features of the constitutions are being taken from Government of India Act 1935. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And lastly, Indian constitution came into existence on 26th of November 1948. Okay, 96th of November 1949, sorry, not 48, 1949. Is there Constitution of France? Okay, Constitution of France. From here we have borrowed this republican system, that is we have a representative form of democracy. That means our citizen, the people used to elect one representatives, and that representative will form the ruling party and will form the government and will look upon the country, isn't it? So that is the republican system that we have borrowed from Constitution of France. Okay, and also the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternities. This is very important. Okay, liberty, equality, and fraternity. See, liberty and equality, it is already we have included in our fundamental rights, isn't it? We have a free right to freedom, and equality, everyone is equal in the eye of law, and fraternity, there should be a feeling of brotherhood, isn't it? Common brotherhood among all the people of the nation. We should not consider any person we should not consider, or we should not develop the mentality of like hating other person, or there should be any intolerance about other religion. There should be a feeling of common brotherhood, that is fraternity, and this is mentioned in DPSP. Okay, and this has been taken from which constitution? From French. Okay, and okay, we have one more, Constitution of former USSR. Okay, from the Constitution of former USSR, that is the Soviet Union, presently the Russia. So here we have taken the fundamental duties. See, I have already explained about these fundamental duties. Detailed description is there. Okay, do watch that in my video. And these fundamental duties are being taken from which country? It has been borrowed from USSR. Okay. See, justice, this is related directly with social, economical, and political. Justice should be provided to the people, socially, economically, and politically. See, politically, where we have in fundamental rights, and social and economic, where we have under directive principles of state policy, isn't it? DPSP. So I hope this is clear. So with that, we have completed today's video, and let me also know in the comment section like how do you find my class, and also comment down your thoughts regarding today's video. Okay, and don't forget to check my other previous video on fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and directive principles of state policy. and also click on the subscribe button and hit the bell button as well, so that you never miss any update. Thank you for watching my video. See you again in the next class.